And we come to you with another historical matchup between Florida State and Miami.
Here we
I'm
are.
Ryan. That's Vince. Vince, what
Garnet,
a
it's Garnet and Old.
no inside info, no contacts, no problem. What a wonderful day for a football game between these
Yeah.
two storied rivals.
Storied rivals. I guess Miami's doing a blackout tonight.
Oh,
So, yeah, Florida State's wearing gold, white gold.
by the end
So,
of this, I might be doing a blackout tonight.
yeah. Yeah. Ryan, thank you, by the way, for handling the show on Thursday night. Great job. And thank you for everybody for your tuning in to that as well. Don't usually miss, but I had a family thing that I went and enjoyed. So thank you, Ryan.
I'm right here with my man Kenny. Hey, Kenny, how's it going? Blackout
Yeah.
for our funeral.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it. It's a lot of things would have to go right this evening in a lot of areas. A lot of things need to go right in a lot of areas, and it's not saying it can't happen. Let's talk about it.
Now, Vince, I know you watched some of the show
Yeah.
I did solo. Did you hear what I said near the end of if the slim 1% chance happens that Florida State wins, what will happen tonight?
I did. No, I missed that. I missed that.
Okay. So, uh, if that happens, Vince,
Yeah.
we're gonna well, at least but we're gonna try to go live immediately following the game because I promised the people I want to give the people what they want to see.
Let me tell you, if that, if the unthinkable happens this evening, um, I would say that anybody that needs anything from me or wants anything from me, that would be the time to ask,
Yes.
right? So hey, Dad, can I get a new computer? Yeah, sure. Here you go.
Mm,
Here's the card. Go do what you're gonna do. The Noles
yeah.
beat the Canes. So yeah, I'm down for that.
Well, part of my promise, Vince, is that the people in celebration, if this slim chance happens, uh, I'm going to actually add something to it. But I promised that I would get sloshed live on the air.
Let's do it.
But I'm going to add something to it, Vince. I'm going to make it a little bit more pizzazz.
You're gonna eat dog crap.
No, I will get sloshed while shirtless on
Oh
with
boy.
our old show. That's what's going
Here
to
we
happen
go.
here.
I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna make sure the settings on the show that say not kid friendly.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so if that happens, I hope it does. I pray it does. I
Yeah.
yearn for it too, but I don't think it's going to happen, guys. I don't think it's going to happen.
Listen, if there were any games this season where you saw a spark, you saw any kind of consistent spark during any piece of a game this year, we could from the offensive side, we could go, you know, we go into this game and think, yeah, anything's possible.
Yeah,
But the fact that we have not seen, I mean, literally, Ryan, there has not been a time this season where I looked at the offense and was like, yeah, I think they're starting to figure things out.
yeah, it's frustrating. And you were talking about right before we went live, Vince. Hit us with some even more good news about tonight's game in the lineup.
Well, Cam Davis is out. I think they had announced that earlier in the week, maybe. And I think they also said earlier in the week that Darius Washington was going to be out. But I think from what I read on one of the sites, I can't remember which one, he's a game time now. So, but like you mentioned when I brought that up, it doesn't matter.
I do want to shout out. I want to make sure is this Kylie's?
No, it's
Kylie's?
Kyle's
Kyle?
corner.
Okay. Good to be back, guys. Enjoy the show. Sorry about that, Kyle. And Kenny, yeah, we do need Brock to play like it's Clemson again. Um,
Yeah,
as best as we can hope for.
oh my gosh, that first half last week, I mean, we're breaking a lot of records this season, and they're not the kind you want to break.
Mm.
And last week's, three play extravaganza
Yeah.
from Mr. Brock Glenn is one that I will not soon forget. But so Ryan, if things were going to trend in a good way this evening, what would be the first thing that has to happen?
Incredible defense with turnovers. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Because you only hope in this game is low scoring, turnover fest, sloppy game. Uh, Now, to be clear, I do believe, and I would assume you agree with the statement, that the pressure is 1,000% on Miami.
Without a doubt.
There's nothing I mean, there. What pressure could you possibly have?
Yeah, seriously. Okay. What pressure could there possibly be on Florida State?
Yeah, so Miami fans not only you have been on a losing streak against us, desperately want to win, desperately want to beat us at home, desperately want to matter again and propel themselves to eventual playoff contention. That's the dream. So the pressure's on. If we come out here and the best case scenario I would see happening is we get like 2 to 3 drives in a row where they don't get anything. And we're at the end of the first quarter and it's 0-0 or 3-0 or something like that. And we come to halftime and it's 10-7. Then I think Miami fans, if I was a Miami fan, I would start to clam up a little bit and be like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Listen,
That's the
yeah,
path.
yeah. If we are in one score late into the second quarter,
Mm-hmm.
then the pressure starts to mount.
Yep.
And, Miami has found ways this season to, pull out games when the pressure has been on them with the help of some quality refereeing, for sure. But they did it. And so even though the pressure will be there, they have shown to be able to withstand the pressure
Yep.
this season. One thing that we have not shown to be able to do, and I know you brought up the defense and the turnovers, man, can we get a turnover? Can we get a turnover? I think we need 3 tonight
Yep.
to have a chance to stay in the game. And I think 2 of those 3 have to result in like very short fields.
Yes. Short fields, sloppy game. Um, I don't have a good feeling about tonight. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys.
No, I mean, who would? No, Ryan, listen.
Yeah.
You weren't at the practices. Everybody's building up, or everybody's blowing up what happened in the preseason, and a lot of the fan base is, jumping on, the media outlets for singing a tune. We never sang a tune. We were just going like with every other fan. We were hearing good things. Nick Saban said great things about the team before the Dublin game.
Yep.
So but there's not a person that goes into this game tonight with anything other than, let's just get it over with. Let's
Right.
just get it over with, and maybe there'll be a bright spot here and there.
Yep.
But you said defense and turnovers, which I tend to agree with you on that. On the first, the first thing that kind of has to happen. But secondly, I would say that we have to have even an inkling of a ground game.
Mm-hmm.
Just an inkling.
Toafili better start and finish this game from start to finish. I'm tired of anytime he comes on in the game, all of a sudden it looks like we can get a couple yards on every rush. So why do we keep bringing him in off of the bench? It doesn't make sense. So I really think Toafili needs to start this game, and for God's sakes, get Jakai out there for every snap because he's the one bright spot. He catches the ball.
There's, I spent some time listening to Jeff Cameron this week. By the way, if you're a fan of Jeff Cameron or not, I happen to be a fan. But those of you that are watching the show, if you're not a fan, at least go listen to his tirade from Monday. The whole first segment of the show was, funeral dirge but
Yeah.
it was intelligent and well thought out.
Hmm.
So, but going into tonight, one of the things that I'm hoping to see is that a release of the stubbornness, whether it's like you said about taking Toa Philly in and out of the game,
Hmm.
like this is the game plan we had, and we thought we were going to be able to run, and we're going to go to our graves trying to do what we originally thought we were going to do this season.
Right.
None of that matters. None of it matters at all. We better see some Wildcat tonight.
Yeah, it's
Why not?
inexplicable that we haven't seen it so far.
Why not?
It's even more inexplicable when you know that we have a quarterback actually on the roster who could probably very easily run it and run it well, which is annoying.
Is it? And so, if you were a player on the team, Ryan, and you had a coach, or you were in the situation that we are in, and the coach, is kind of going down this path, but then all of a sudden he changes it and goes, you know what? We're just going to do. We're gonna try anything tonight.
You're talking about the screw it moment.
Yeah, just F it. Like nothing's working, and it hasn't been working. We're not going to continue to pound our heads against the wall. How would you feel as a player at that point? Would you
Fired
feel
up.
like okay? So I think I've heard a lot of people say, well, if he deviates from what his plan is, players will take that as a like a panic moment, or he doesn't believe in them or whatever. No,
Did they take it that way in the ACC championship?
the goal is to be successful, whatever it takes. If that means sitting someone on the bench and running a wildcat, that's what you do.
Hmm.
You cannot keep doing what we've been doing. And they showed a little bit of
Yep.
glimpse of some of that last week. By the way, there was no reason to lose last week's game.
Yeah.
And the way the defense played in that game, it's like if you threw that stat sheet up, other than the score, you'd be like, wow, Florida State totally wrecked Duke the whole game.
Hmm.
And then you throw the score up, they're like, whoa, how can that even happen? But you've got to, yeah. I am so far from being a coach, Jeremy, but I appreciate that. But it's more of a mentality standpoint. Forget about coaching and X's and O's. I think the team probably knows that nothing's working. So,
Yep.
so what do you think their vibe is? If you keep asking people to do the same thing they haven't been able to do, it's kind of like, oh, here we go again. But if
Yep.
you start changing it up, there might be some excitement, like you said, Ryan. You get
Yep.
fired up about it. And if they work, they work. And if they don't, they don't. But at least it looks like to your fan base and to the world that you're just not going to stay in the quicksand the whole season
Yeah.
long.
And to be frank, if you want to save the slim, slim, slim amount of credibility and any kind of love the fans have for you as a coach, you win this game in this atmosphere against a team that clearly thinks that they're playoff bound. Now, at the slimmest of chance that it happens, Vince, not only will we have a great time, but you already know what those fans at Hard Rock will do if they're losing in the fourth or lose the game. There's going to be trash on the field.
Yeah.
There's going to be, I mean, it's going to get crazy. We can all, I'm yearning for that to happen, guys. I'm
Oh
yearning for
man.
us to be up in the fourth quarter with like 3 minutes to go somehow and to hear, and to us get a sack right on the fourth down to end it and just their fans booing because it would happen. And talk about if you did that, Florida State fans saying, yeah, we suck this year, but screw you, Miami. And then you still have the Florida game out there to say, okay,
That's right.
wouldn't that be funny? To state championship on the line, still.
Absolutely. I'm going to throw the comment up here from Shannon Ciccarelli. Looks like it's
Your
from Shannon.
wife.
Turnovers have to result in immediate points. Yeah, how many times have we seen something like please score, please score, because you get down at the one and then we don't get into the end zone.
Yeah.
Short field, not enough. Noles by 2. She said no one believes. She's the only one that believes. She's a very positive person, for
I want to bring
sure.
up Brett Taylor's. He says, by the way, and I was watching the Mizzou game before I came in here. Mizzou O line looks like FSU's QB is hurt. They have zero offense. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's not like most teams who have a terrible offensive line suck. What's odd, I don't know if you were watching any of the Alabama game,
a
Vince,
little bit.
but something weird is happening where you can hear the Spanish announcers very quietly over,
Oh,
just like
really? Yeah, I
where
didn't
it's like
notice that.
80% volume of the normal commentators, 20% in the background you hear
Right,
the Spanish, and it's very like distracting because you're hearing two sets of commentary. But
right.
yeah, I mean, without an O line, that's why we're saying go to the Wildcat. You load the box with tight end, tight sets, and try to do some creative stuff because we have yet, Vince, on any game this season to see Mike Norvell remove the stubborn hat, say we can't block, so I'm going to have to go max protect and run something weird. That's it.
Yeah. Uh, there's nothing. There's no again. There's no reason to keep doing the things that have not been working.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, let's do it. Let's do something different. If we do something different and it doesn't work, I promise you, I will not complain. Ryan, put your hand up and promise you
Yeah,
will not complain.
I will not complain about that.
Fans, if they try something tonight and it doesn't work, so what? It does, do not complain. We got
Yep.
to get something.
Now, Vince, I went on the record as my score prediction. I believe I said 55-10 Miami. Um, you were not here, so do you want to give the people your score prediction?
Yeah, I'd say 45-17.
Okay, so pretty close to the same thinking here. Um, what's more likely, Vince? A thin, like razor sharp FSU win or a Miami blowout?
What's more likely is a Miami blowout.
Isn't that sad? I woke up this morning, and normally on Miami Day, I would be the whole day is like focused around. You make an event of it. People come over, maybe you have some plans with friends. There was none of that. I woke up, I went to the car wash. I cleaned the house.
Trimmed your nose hairs,
Yeah, it's just,
that kind of stuff.
and then it was like, oh yeah, 3 o'clock. Oh yeah, I should probably call Vince. Almost forgot. We got to probably do a show tonight.
And
It
and
was
I'm
it was
and
a
I
complete afterthought.
and I'm glad you called me because I was pulling into the driveway after the typical run to a improvement store, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess we should probably do a pregame show tonight.
Yeah, it doesn't
That's the
feel much
way it
like a
is.
pregame, man.
That's the way it is. And people, I love college football, and I'm watching it all day long, and but it doesn't have the juice, man. It doesn't have the juice. And even if the Noles were losing, but they had a pulse,
Hmm.
I'd still have the juice about it,
Oh yeah,
right? But it's just been so it's draining. It's emotionally draining. It's soul crushing. It's spiritually debilitating. It's you want your team to have some type of substance to them.
yep. And by the way, I wish you guys had gotten to see Vince in person. For those, some of you did last week because when Vince is just soul, like if it's his soul has been removed from any hope in a game, he does the Mike Norvell like crouch a little bit, you know, with his hands in his face, and then just looks up and shakes his head and walks away. It, you are Mike Norvell when disappointing things happen.
Yeah, I probably you're yes, yeah. I mean, I'm probably positive up until the point that they're the clock hits zero. There
Yep.
to me, there almost always there's time, right? But when the same thing happens over and over again, it is that it's like crouch down, look up to the sky, look over at your loved ones, just quick
Mm.
shake and nod of the head.
And then go get another beer.
and run my fingers through the hair that I used to have. So let's do some shout outs, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to say Mahi Griller, which is a great name, by the way. My fun fact: Mahi is my favorite kind of fish to eat.
Yeah.
So black and Mahi, I will not complain. So Mahi has put the hand up and said, "I will not complain." I believe Ronald is also saying, I can't tell if he's saying he will not complain or he's just uh,
Soulless.
soulless.
His soul is gone, is I think what he was saying. Yeah.
Yep. And then I also on Brett Taylor's comment here, if you don't think OL coach is critical, consider Clemson last year versus this year. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, man, a lot of changes need to be made. There are some people that think that depending on the way this game goes down tonight, that something could happen in season. I don't believe that.
I do on the record.
But I mean, there's always the possibility, and the reason why you would do it is because you want to make sure that the possible options that are out there do not jump on a different job before they know that Florida State is going to be available. Say what you want. This is a terrible year, worst year I've ever been involved in. But and coaches are going to leave. Coaches want to work here.
Yeah.
Coaches want to have the Florida State logo on their shirt. They want to work for Mike Norvell. They do. And they want to be able to recruit people to the logo. Recruiters,
Yes.
from my lips to God's ears. Recruiters, let's go.
Yeah, we definitely, if we're choosing the dynasty mode on EA Sports College Football, you want to choose head coach and offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator all as recruiter types. That's what we want. That's what we need. But Vince, fill up that glass. Let's enjoy the night as best as possible, and then guys, in the rare event, like I said, if we do win, shirtless Ryan drinking some bourbon. It's going to be a good night if we
Here
win.
you go. Listen to this. There are 50 people watching right now. 24 on YouTube. By the way, we didn't say this. Please like and subscribe and share the show out. I'm so out of sorts, Ryan. I forgot the commercials. Right, Captain Black's Fishing Studios behind me here, out of Panama City Beach. But those of you that are watching right now, if you have any ins with the college football gods, like if you know there are some favors to be repaid, there's some debts to be paid, tonight's the night.
Yeah.
Go to your zen of choice. Do some yoga poses, whatever you're going to do, because think about what you would get if Florida State pulled off a miracle of miracles tonight. First of all, we'd get a chance to laugh for the rest of our lives about this game, right? But also, folks, you'd get to see Big Papa East in a really bad way without a shirt.
Oh,
And what more could you ask for on a late Saturday evening?
I'm telling you, there's a lot of hair too, so be prepared. if we don't win,
You're going to put on all your clothes.
yeah, I might go Chandler from Friends and put on the whole closet.
That's right. That's right.
But guys, thanks for watching. Solidarity, everyone. And still, hey, they sent the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, they did send the Chiefs. They sent 150 Chiefs down. They got there yesterday. They're staying at a hotel kind of near the beach, like right on the beach, which is
Nice.
really nice, man. They rarely get to do that. It's a great thing. And they are fired up, man. The Chiefs are fired up, and they always are.
But no matter what, screw ESPN. Hopefully we don't hear the Spanish announce team at the same time we're hearing our broadcast team. But go Noles, no matter what, Vince.
No matter what, send Chiefs all the time. Go Noles.